Hi everyone, welcome back to another flashlight video. This time Wurkkos was kind enough to send us out the HD11 here, which you see before you, which is a 90-degree articulating flashlight with a lot of cool features. And went ahead to save time, went ahead and laid everything out you get in the box here. And so we'll go through what you get in the box and then we'll go over all the specs for you. But first we'll take a quick look at the box. So Wurkkos HD11. The back of the box. And the bottom of the box. This is a nice box, does have a magnetic opening to it, or flap. Okay, so you do get a lanyard with the HD11. Unfortunately, it is not adjustable. This is a USB Type-C rechargeable flashlight. This is a USB-C cable. You do get 2 spare O-rings. You get this little paper here. It's thank you for choosing Wurkkos, and a reminder to take the insulator out so the flashlight will operate. And you do get the user manual. And I'll go ahead and put this on the screen real quick, so if you want to take a closer look at it, you can just pause the video or take a screenshot, and that way you'll be able to see everything in the manual there. So let me go ahead and move everything aside here, and we'll take a closer look at the HD11 while we're going over all the specs. So Wurkkos HD11, and I said this does articulate between 0 and 90 degrees. So first off, the main LED, which is the one in the middle there, that's an SFT40 LED. It's a 5000 Kelvin model. That's the main LED. And you do have 6 white auxiliary LEDs. And these are CSP 1919 LEDs. And then you also have 3 red LEDs, and those are CSP 1313 LEDs. These are all the auxiliary LEDs. So again, you have the main LED, and then you have all these auxiliary LEDs. So the lens, this is a TIR lens, and TIR stands for total internal reflection. So for optimal light output. This flashlight is made, let me zoom back out. This flashlight is made of aerospace grade 6061 aluminum alloy. And you do get a pocket clip with this flashlight. And this is hard anodized to military standards type 3 for an anti-abrasive finish. This also has a magnetic tail on it, so you can stick this flashlight to metal objects. The battery. First off, let's talk about the operating voltage. So the operating voltage of this flashlight is between 3 and 4.2 volts. And this does come with an 18650 lithium-ion battery. Sorry about the autofocus. So let's go ahead and open it up. And you're going to see that little insulator there. It says remove, so we'll remove that. So like I said, an 18650 Wurkkos lithium-ion battery. It's a 3000 milliamp hour battery. Put that there, and let's take a look at the tail cap. So a nice spring there. And then we'll look down inside the flashlight. I'm not going to grab my other flashlight so you can see down there. So you got a dual spring design. We'll go ahead and put this back in there. Battery. It does smooth on back very nicely. All right, what else here? You do have reverse polarity protection on this flashlight, so if you accidentally did put the battery in backwards, you won't ruin the flashlight. And you also have this picture there showing you properly how to install the flashlight, positive towards the head of the flashlight and negative towards the tail. So a lot of Wurkkos flashlights have that on there. Very nice. You do have a low voltage warning on this flashlight, so if the battery is below 2.7 volts, the light will shut off automatically to avoid battery damage by over discharge. So this is a feature to protect your battery from damage and shortening the life of your battery, so very good there. You do have a power indicator on here, so I'll go ahead and turn this on for a moment. And the power indicator will stay on for about 5 seconds. And when it's solid green like you saw, it means your battery's between 70 and 100%. If it's solid red, battery's between 30 and 70%. If it's flashing red, your battery is somewhere between 1 and 30%. And you probably want to replace or recharge the battery before extended use. This is a USB-C Type-C rechargeable, as I said. Let me turn the light off here. So you got the charging port here. It is in there quite snug. So there's the port for the USB-C. Now when charging it, it's going to be solid red on the LED indicator, and when it's fully charged, it's going to be green. Now I just wanted to give you a heads up. I was charging this with a USB-C, and this flashlight was getting quite warm. So I was a bit concerned about that. So the first thing I did is I unscrewed the tail cap, took the battery out to make sure the battery wasn't getting hot, because that would not obviously be a good thing. So the battery was not hot. However, the flashlight itself does get quite warm while charging the battery inside the flashlight. So I just wanted to give you all a heads up there. So if there's any other issues, I'll try to let you guys know. I'm not saying it's a big issue. It's just it was a little unusual for me that the flashlight gets warm while charging the battery inside the flashlight. And when you have a situation like that, I always recommend you go ahead and check the battery to make sure the battery's not getting hot. If the battery's getting hot, you're probably going to want to stop charging just to be safe. Okay, this does have ATR, or Wurkkos' advanced temperature regulation, so this flashlight will step down if it gets hot to protect the components of the flashlight and protects your flashlight in general. This is IPX8 waterproof, so very nice there. And you saw the dual spring design, so this is 1 meter impact resistant. And as I said, this does have a magnetic tail, so you can stick it to things like a car or a metal object or whatever to hold it. And it does have an emergency signal light, so this does flash red, so you could stick this to your car and maybe articulate it towards traffic if you needed to warn others that you have an issue, to caution people. So it does have that nice emergency signal feature. And just want to let you know, purchase links and any coupon codes or anything will be in the video in the description, so just check those out. Now, let's go over the specs here. So I'm going to put this on screen. Got a lot of specs on here because you got different modes on this flashlight. So the spotlight, or the main LED, in moonlight mode, it's 1 lumens, good for 420 hours. The main spotlight again, 10 lumens, good for 100 hours. Medium is 300 lumens for the main spotlight at 4.5 hours. High is 800 lumens for the main spotlight at 3.8 hours. And turbo is 1,700 lumens for 3 hours. And again, keep in mind this probably will step down for temperature, so keep that in mind. For the floodlight, moonlight is also 1 lumens, good for 370 hours. Low is also 10 lumens, good for 60 hours. The floodlight at medium is 100 lumens for 9.3 hours. And on high, 300 lumens for the floodlight for 5.8 hours. And on turbo for the floodlight, 600 lumens for 2.5 hours. And then the spot and floodlight, so you can have both those lights activated at the same time. So moonlight's 1 lumens as it is for both of them. And that's good for, looks like 350 hours. Low for both the spot and floodlights, 10 lumens for 52 hours. Medium for both lights, 350 lumens for 3.5 hours. High, 900 lumens for 3.3 hours. And turbo is 1800 lumens with the spot and floodlight activated for 2.8 hours. Now the red light on this is 6 lumens and will run for 18 hours. And if you put it in flash mode for red flash, it's also still 6 lumens, but it runs for 36 hours. All right, so let's talk about the max beam distance, which is the spotlight, 253 meters. And the max intensity for the spotlight, 16,050 candela. And with the spot and floodlight, the max candela is 13,050 candela. Real quick, the dimensions, the weight, this is with the battery, 117.93 grams or 4.16 ounces. The length is 149.9 millimeters or 5.9 inches. Width, 41.9 millimeters or 1.65 inches. So that's all the specs here on the 90-degree articulating flashlight from Wurkkos, the HD11. And this articulating, it's very smooth. You can hear a little click. Another nice feature about this is, so when the flashlight is in straight mode, or maybe just flashlight mode, again, sorry about the autofocus, you're automatically in spotlight, and then when you articulate at 90 degrees, it automatically goes into floodlight. Now there is a way to go on back and forth, whether the flashlight's like this or straight. So you can do both, but I'm just letting you know it will automatically go from spotlight when it's straight to floodlight when it's at 90 degrees. So very nice there. All right, well, all that said, let's go ahead and go through the UI next. Okay, the UI or user interface for the new Wurkkos HD11, the 90-degree articulating flashlight. So the UI is pretty simple in this flashlight, pretty easy to remember, so we'll go through it real quick. First, we're going to start out if the flashlight's off. So to turn the flashlight on, it's just one click. Turn it on, you're in spotlight mode. Click again, it's off. I really like that. I like flashlights where it's just a one click on, one click off. I don't like the flashlights that you have to hold the button down, but maybe that's just me. All right, to go into moonlight from off, you're just going to hold the button down, go into moonlight, click it again, turns it off. To go instantly into turbo from the off position, 2 clicks. Instantly in turbo, I'm sure my camera has auto adjusted for brightness. That's 1700 lumens for the main spotlight LED. Click it again, turns off. If you want to go into the red light mode from off, you triple click and you're in the red light mode. And if you want to go into the flashing red light mode, so this is a flash warning, you're just going to hold the button down while it's in red and it goes into red flashing. If you click it again, it's going to turn it off. Click it again, goes back to low for the main spotlight. All right, this does have a electronic lockout feature. So if you want to lock out the flashlight electronically from the off position, you're going to click 4 times. You're going to see that flash. That flash means it's entered electronic lockout. If you press the button again, it's just going to flash to remind you that you're still in lockout. So to undo that, you quadruple click. And you're out of lockout and you're back to normal mode. Turn it off. Now, while the flashlight's on, so this is while the flashlight's on, to cycle through low, medium, and high. In turbo, you just hold the button down. So right now we're in low. Hold it down, we're gonna hit medium, high, and then turbo, and then back to low. So that's how you cycle through. And it does have memory, so if I turn it on and let's say cycle to high, I turn it off, I turn it back on, it does remember high, so very nice. And we'll go back to low there. Now, you can switch between the spotlight and floodlight, whether the flashlight's straight like it is now or 90 degrees. And how you do that, whether the flashlight's on, you're going to do 2 clicks. Hopefully you can see this on camera. So now we're in just the floodlights. Click it again, 2 times. You got floodlight and spotlight. I'm kind of blinding myself. Click it again, we just go back to spotlight. So that's how you'd cycle through. Now, real quick, I'll show you if you articulate this 90 degrees. Let's see if I can get this angled right. It automatically goes into floodlight. And if you articulate it back, it goes back into spotlight. So pretty neat there. And like I just showed you, you can switch between spotlight, floodlight, and both, whether it's 90 degrees or straight. Now, while the flashlight's on, if you wanted to enter red light mode, while the flashlight's on, you just click 3 times. You're in red light mode. If you want to enter red flashing mode, you're just going to hold it down. So strobe warning here for a moment. Hold it down. Go into red flashy. So pretty easy. So pretty easy UI. Whether the flashlight's off or on, you can pretty much get to all the features. So very nice there. So next, let's go ahead and take the HD11 outside and test how it does in the dark. All right, the night has finally come and we are outside with the Wurkkos HD11 90-degree articulating flashlight. And we're going to start out in spotlight, and I'm going to start out in moonlight mode, which is only 1 lumen. So you probably can just see a hot spot right there in the middle. But this would be good for reading or something when you're camping for light discipline. Again, not going to see a whole lot with 1 lumen, so we'll click out of that mode. Now we'll click into, we're in spotlight, so we'll click to low, 10 lumens. And you can just see the bird bath over there. Bird bath is probably 30 feet away from me at this point. And I can see the tree stump way out there with my eyes, but the camera's not picking it up. But this is 10 lumens. So let's hold it down and bump it up to the next one, 300 lumens. So 300 lumens doing obviously a really nice job. Pretty much can see everything. That tree stump out there is probably about 100 feet away. So doing really good. Let's go ahead and bump it up again to high. Again, we're in spotlight, so this would be 800 lumens. Doing very good. You can really see the trees and stuff out there. And let's bump it up again to turbo, 1700 lumens. So 1700 lumens. Let me talk a walk out there and I'll be back. All right, that was 1700 lumens. I'm back on low again. Now we're going to try going to spotlight and floodlight at the same time. So you double click from on. Now that's just the floodlight. Double click it now. Now we have spotlight and floodlight. So again, spotlight and floodlight, both 10 lumens and low. Bump it up. Medium, 350 lumens total. Bump it up again, 900 lumens. I can feel the head of this flashlight getting a bit warm. Not terribly hot or anything, but it does get warm. Let's bump up again. This is spotlight and floodlight. This is 1800 lumens total. So doing a really nice job. Let's back out real quick and we'll go through just the floodlight. All right, let me make sure we're just in the floodlight. Kind of hard to see. Hold on a second. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, we're just in floodlight now. So we're on low, floodlight, 10 lumens. Let's bump it up again. Medium, this is 100 lumens for floodlight. Again, nice flood beam. Let's bump it up again to high for the floodlight. 300 lumens. Again, nice floodlight. Definitely lights up everything around you. And let's go to turbo with the floodlight, which is 600 lumens. So there you go, 600 lumens. And hold it down again. Just going to go back to low. If you double click, our spotlight and floodlight now. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Double click again. We're just back to spotlight. So a lot of neat features with this Wurkkos HD11. I really like the 90-degree articulating head and the magnetic tail. Makes it easy if you're working on a car or something, or you have something, you're in the kitchen, you want to stick it to the refrigerator to have some light in the kitchen in case there's a power outage or something. So a lot of different uses I can see for this flashlight. So I want to say a big thank you to Wurkkos for sending me out the HD11 here. Any links or coupon codes will be in the video description, so please check those out. You guys take care. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys take care and happy lumens.
Darling, I've been tempted by the darkness.